the Huddle Podcast with my good self, Mr. Frank the Tank, and my man J-Vote Gaming. Week 10. Am I right? Week 11?
Week 10.
It is week 10.
Week
okay.
10.
It's
week 10, yeah.
some week out there. How you doing today? Good to have you as always. It is a bye week for the Eagles and Dolphins, so I don't know how you look forward to bye weeks usually, but I'm a little sad.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, our teams don't play. It's kind of disappointing, but I don't know. I enjoy bye weeks mostly because, especially after this past game on Monday or Sunday morning last week was kind of brutal one to watch in the first half, especially. But no, I think it'll be good. It's refocused now. It's you gotta one game at a time, and hopefully they'll find the kinks that need to be sorted out and on to Vegas on next week.
So you guys play the Raiders after your bye?
Yeah, at home.
Okay. We play the Chiefs, like we were talking about earlier.
It's
the
Monday
game
night, right?
of the year on Monday night.
It's gonna be a good game.
It is gonna be a good game. So going into it, they got lucky once again against the Eagles and the Cowboys game, the game of the week we said last episode. They had that game in the fourth quarter, and they just kept giving them a little extra to where they stayed alive. They could have done everything. They basically gave them every opportunity to win that game. And I'm so tired of the media saying the refs were paid that game. No, we had flags too, okay? We had flags too, all right? I know you're going to say that too because your game you felt it was like that as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think we'll touch on this a little bit today, or I know at least we both want to. But the officiating this year just has not been good.
Well, it's getting worse every year.
Yeah, and I did catch a little bit of your game last week about the end, because that was Fox's game of the week, wasn't it?
Yes, it was at 4:30.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I wanted to give your take on, I guess, the Dallas fan. There's a picture going around, video of I think it was Schoonmaker at the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying it should have been a touchdown, but they didn't call it a touchdown or something.
Yes, the knee.
I wanted to give the knee. I wanted to give your take on that. What did you see? If you weren't not an Eagles fan, you're watching it as a neutral. What did you think about that play?
It was such a close call, man. I mean, they change the rules like every year now. Technically, you're supposed to, from what I was told, was it's if the ball crosses the line first before your knee or elbow is down, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
If your knee or elbow is down before the ball crosses the line, then you are short.
It's spotted where the ball is. Yeah.
Yes, I saw his knee like inches short before the ball crossed the line.
So where was the ball at, I guess?
The ball was still inside, tucked in more than it looked on the outside. Because, the angles, they got to review it.
Yeah.
Every scoring play is reviewed. So from the angle they showed during the game, during the drive, it looked like a touchdown. But when they reviewed it from the front of him, not the back of him, you could tell it was a little more tucked in than more so out. When his knee was already down short, right before, it was legit right before the line. So it was like inches. I'd be so, but I kind of wasn't trying to be that fan because I was like, man, if that was the other way around, I'd be so fucking mad right now.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Dak going out of bounds, his foot hit the white line trying to get the 2-point conversion. He missed that. The knee going down inches before the line. I mean, those are two big plays that basically win them the game, and they were inches away. And they think the refs got paid. I mean, look, this happens on every game. I'm going to say the same
discussion every single week.
It is because it gets worse every year. And Roger Goodell just signed another deal, so he's going to be sticking around. Joy. I'm not so excited about that, but
yeah,
I kind of wish we had somebody new. yeah, I don't know. It's just every single game, there's some play where you're scratching your head and you're like, what are the refs looking at? You know?
I,
I mean, every game. It's not just my game. It's not just your games. It's every game. I mean, if you think the refs got paid for the Eagles to win that game, okay, then go back to the Super Bowl where he slightly grabbed around the receiver's waist and they called that's what lost us the Super Bowl. Okay, so then I'm going to say that the Chiefs paid the refs because State Farm Stadium is sponsored with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go back and forth about this all the time. At the end of the day, they just outplayed us.
I think what really kind of like questioned, I guess, the integrity of the refs, especially coming in this year, was that AFC Championship game versus with the Bengals and the Chiefs. That was one of the worst, at least I've seen, officiated games, because the Bengals, granted they didn't play well, I guess, in the second half, but there were a few calls down the stretch that were so questionable, where, I think it was either, when was it, last year? Because they both played back-to-back AFC title games.
Yeah, they did.
That's crazy. So,
which could also happen again this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. They're hot right now, but I don't know. It's we're getting to the point now where, like, call me crazy, but like, you remember Tim Donaghy from the NBA? That whole betting thing?
Yes.
I don't know, man. Some of this is sketchy. I'm not going to say the refs have money on games, but I know, like you said, with your game, there were calls in my game where I have no idea how the refs did not call. Once again, a holding. It was on the drive. It was like a third down. The Chiefs end up getting a first down. They end up scoring on that drive. But there was a holding where our boy got tackled, and there was legit no call. And it's and I'm going to say this right now. Patrick Mahomes has got to be the new Tom Brady. The Tom Brady treatment right now, we're going to go ahead and call it the Patrick Mahomes treatment. My guy cries more than I have ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
On every play call.
Yep. And he'll fake getting hit sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's just, I mean, I could kind of, after watching what was the new show they had on Netflix with the quarterbacks?
I legit think it's all quarterbacks.
Is that what it's called?
I think
it was Patrick Mahomes, Marcus Mariota for some fucking reason.
I haven't watched it.
Kirk Cousins and one other one. They kept just basically going through their, life as in and out of a quarterback.
Yeah.
You could just tell the whole difference between all of them and Patrick Mahomes. He's just like, oh, look at me, I'm the best. Yeah, I got the nice hair. I got all these advertisements. Like, his wife's the same way too, mind you.
Oh, Brittany?
Oh yeah, she's like, oh my God, he's doing great. Yes, he needs to get out of the game. I told him he needs to listen to me. Like, they're both trying to be the boss, kind of deal. So, like, when he got hurt last year and he didn't want to go get checked, he's like slamming his helmet, getting mad, yada yada. Yeah, like, I mean, come on, dude. Like, just go get checked. You get paid millions of dollars. Who the fuck cares?
You can literally get checked, get back on the field.
And that's what he did, and then he got back and he won. Because the referees probably paid for it. I'm just kidding.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
I just don't... I hate thinking about it because I'm so passionate with it. I don't want it to be real. But sometimes I'm like watching these games from this year and last year, especially this year.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, man, what the hell? This doesn't even look like football. Like I told you when DeAndre Swift trucked the dude, he got fined for that. Like, come on, man.
I finally saw that clip, by the way, during the week.
It was a good play. I was
going to say something about it. That was probably the most cleanest truck stick I've ever seen.
He didn't hit him in the head at all. He hit him clean in the shoulder pads. I mean, this is what these guys... They expect
football.
Yeah, these guys have been doing this probably since they were like, kids, okay? So then when you go to the NFL and you're telling them that they can't do it anymore, you're kind of like, you're really making it hard on them to even do what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, you've been doing it for...
the National Flag Football League is what it's becoming.
Well, honest. I mean, yeah, they made it flag football an Olympic sport all of a sudden. So
that is true.
Like, why? Or what? I don't get it.
While we're in the topic of, I guess, bad officiating, whatever. I know I know you are a Penn State guy.
Yeah.
Or currently, I know you don't watch as much college football. I am a Michigan guy.
Mm-hmm.
There was a game on yesterday, Michigan and Penn State.
And you guys won.
We did. And the story around this whole thing is the alleged sign stealing, which has not been proven yet. The Big Ten wants to suspend Harbaugh, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I want to get your take on, I know this isn't NFL, but I want to get your
similar into the same sport, though.
Yeah. If do you think any of this can be put in the NFL? Like, do you think like coaches can actually, steal the signs and just get away with it and nobody's known yet? Because after this, I guarantee you the NFL is gonna go ahead and crack down on any sort of, stuff like that.
I don't know, man. I don't see how. You really have to know a lot of people in the higher ups for me.
Yeah.
I think it's all about those relationships and people who you know. It's not what you do, it's who you know, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So maybe going from film, maybe that's what they're doing, and he's like copycatting almost from rewatching film. Now, actually stealing, I don't see how that's possible without anybody realizing it and getting away with it for so long. It's kind of like, remember...
Spygate.
Yeah, well, remember years ago when the old Penn State coach got cracked down?
Paterno.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big thing.
I remember that, yeah.
I mean, we're talking about, what, a 30, 40-year gap of people just coming out of nowhere saying, like, he let this go, this go, this go.
Exactly.
Now, why is that all of a sudden that all these things happen 30-something years? Why do all of a sudden people come out and say, oh, this has been happening, I need to tell somebody? Like, what is it? Just one day they woke up out of bed and was like, today's the day I should tell the world? Or is it more like I need attention kind of deal? Or, I mean, what is it? Like, I don't get it.
I think it kind of goes with Michigan currently is just steamrolling the Big Ten right now. And
so
the NCAA,
people don't want them to win.
Exactly. And I think to your point,
Jimmy said Dolphins suck.
Stupid. I think to that extent, I think Penn State had those years where they were dominant. They had linebacker university. I know they're linebacker university. So I think that you are right, though. Like, what does make a person go, oh, this happened 30 years ago. Penn State's been great for these number of years. Let's go and damage their reputation.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know, like, what... It's just crazy to me. Like, I don't know, man.
It's crazier that you said there's no proof and he still got in trouble.
You're right. There's the Michigan put in 10 pages of documentation and letter, sent it to the Big Ten or the NCAA. There has been no evidence that has been brought forth besides a video, at least one I've seen, where it was Michigan, Ohio State, and Connor Stallions was doing this or something. Whatever, I don't know. But Ohio State scored on that play. Uh-huh. So I don't understand how you can suspend somebody during the investigation. It's not even far from over. And you want to suspend because you're trying to you know, all the crybabies in the Big Ten because they can't beat you.
Right.
It's why I'm so mad, really, because Ryan Day, Ohio State's head coach, call him Crying Ryan. He's the one that started it all. He's 0-2 or 0-3 versus Michigan or whatever. And it's crazy, or 1-2. I can't remember. But it's crazy to me. And like Michigan has evidence. I know before we go back to the NFL, I know they're having a meeting or a hearing next Friday to get a temporary restraining order so that Harbaugh can coach.
Well, it doesn't even matter. They won yesterday.
Yeah. So I mean,
is it a thing where he's just not allowed on the field, or he's not allowed to deal with them at all? Can he still be in the booth? Can he be on the phone?
He cannot be at the stadium, but he can coach midweek from Monday to
practice.
From Monday, yeah, basically,
but not during the game.
Basically,
this is a Big Ten. You're defeating the purpose.
Like, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I talked to you about it. I know we shit talk back and forth, but the Big Ten. This is the Petiti, is his first year in the Big Ten as a commissioner.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
So he's getting like the push from the other coaches, like in the ADs, like you got to do something about this.
All the commissioner is a people pleaser. All right.
Exactly.
I mean,
you're right.
It's just like Roger Goodell. Like, it's something. Everything that's not a big deal is made into something always bigger than what it is nowadays because of the media.
And you are right about that, because I know. Shoot, what was it? Like, there are certain like rules, I guess. Say a player gets a DUI, yet somehow he's suspended 10 games, but a player wants to whack their spouse, they'll only get 4 games. I don't know. It's crazy to me.
Goes back to who you know, who's your lawyer, and how much money you have.
You're absolutely
because
right.
Because between me and you, if it was us, we're going to prison for life probably.
You're right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, it's just.
That's my whole take about it. I think the NCAA is all about money. It's legit all about money.
Everything's about money now.
Yeah.
I mean, even sports. That's why what I was going into with a similar topic is the NFL rigged.
We did bring this up. What was it, last week or a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, last episode. Do you think it's rigged? Do you think at the end of the day, like, yeah, we've talked about it before, like, there's no way you can control all this.
I don't think there's a script.
Like, is there a script? Like, because they even asked the players. They asked the players on a TikTok in the Eagles locker room, "Hey, do you think the NFL is script?" Some of them were like, brushing it off. Some were like, nah. Then some were like, yeah.
I find it hard to believe you want to actually get a script for each game or whatever.
Yeah.
And go through it. Like, who has the time to do that while practicing? I find that hard to believe.
How can you control both sides like that? How can you control every single player on both sides like that?
And the refs are gonna throw a flag 13 minutes and 50 seconds No,
I feel like the refs do have more control than the coaches. I mean, they obviously do. But to say it is fully rigged or scripted, no, I don't see it. Is the officiating god-awful? Absolutely. They should just let them play football. It's not gonna.
It's no fun league.
No, it's Tippy fits. NFL is classified as entertainment. It's like the WWE all over again.
Right. I don't know. I don't think it's rigged, but there is some aspect. I do think that, I don't know, call me crazy, but it's happened before. Tim Donahue, like I said, bet on games, and I'm like, I would not be surprised if some NFL refs bet on games.
I mean,
and may swing a game.
He has a good point here. He said, as you said earlier, it takes one call to determine the outcome of a game.
You're right. It's perfect example was I think you guys had a couple in the Super Bowl last year.
I was so mad. I was so furious on that play where Bradbury got called for holding. You're not supposed to call any flags on the last minute of a game like that, and they did.
Here is my take on when to call flags at the appropriate time. It's just me. I think this should be like universal, whatever. I think if it's a regular season game, if you see the holding, whatever, call it. However, if it's minimal, and it's the fourth quarter, that it could cost you a playoff spot, whatever, don't call it. Let them play.
Yeah. Let the players determine that fate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let that be decided in the players' hands, not the refs.
Exactly.
And that's what they did at the Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
No, I completely agree with you on this. The refs have costed, a number of teams games that maybe they could have been in the playoffs. They could have went to the AFC, NFC title game, whatever.
Yeah, they could have made a difference this season.
Exactly.
Teams you usually don't see, that you wouldn't call on teams that are always there, like the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah, like I haven't seen it because we didn't play the Chiefs for like 4 years or whatever. But like, come on, they get every flag known to man.
I can't. They brought back Yeah, I know. They brought back the catch from Devontae Smith. They brought back the holding call on Bradbury. I mean, he barely grabbed him. They're gonna grab each other. It's part of the game. They're gonna touch each other. The difference is, did he see the ball? I feel like that is with any flag. They have to act like they're turning away, looking at when the ball's being thrown. Now, if they're just looking at the player, okay, then you can say, well, he wasn't turning his head around. Put your hands up.
And not looking at the ball.
Put your hands up.
Defense.
Exactly.
You're playing defense, but you want to call that pass interference because the guy didn't see the ball.
I swear there's a face every game that isn't called. You mean a flag? He's a Patriots fan, by the way.
I am so sorry. Hey, give us the benefit of the doubt. We've been 20 years of mediocrity or worse. No, but like...
I mean, so at the end of the day, is it rigged, scripted, like you said? No. Do referees want somebody to favor? No, a face mask. Yes. Oh, I totally agree with that.
That happens almost every game.
I swear there's a face mask every game that isn't called. Yes, that is true.
I agree with that.
I do too. But there also is a lot of calls, I mean, here's a big one for me. Roughing the passer. God, if they even just get a shove on them. Yeah.
just a little finger.
Yeah, I mean,
just a finger.
You can't touch these guys no more.
It's the Tom Brady. Tom Brady invented that.
And you know why? You know why I really feel like they're like that? Because they're like, oh my God, we spent so much money on him. Don't hurt him, please. We're going to lose so much money.
You play football.
I know.
This is what you do.
I know.
That pisses me off so much when people want to justify the fact.
Tippy said, take that call out of the game completely.
Take what call?
Roughing the passer.
I will agree to some extent. If the ball is out of your hands and it's 3 seconds and you just wail on the QB, that's roughing the passer.
Or unsportsmanlike conduct.
Exactly. However, if you got rid of it, maybe a second and a half goes by, and you're already in the motion of tackling the quarterback, that should not be roughing the passer.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like, so it's crazy. Like the flags that get called. Another thing is the illegal contact or whatever. Where you can't, 5-yard bump or whatever. I can't stand that crap. I think to a certain extent, if it's 10 yards down the line and you go push them, call it, but if it's clear and obvious. But to go back to that pass interference, where you have your hands up, you're not turning around to face the ball, but you're in a defensive position it's not the receiver's fault that he can't see. You're playing good defense.
Yeah, you're doing everything you can because I feel like it's hard on the referees just as it's as hard as on the players. It's like it's double-sided coin kind of deal. You know what I mean? Like it's all on within that moment. Like these players are playing with every second, okay? So it's natural reaction. Once you're already moving in motion with your body's natural reaction, what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? You have maybe a second to decide if I should grab him like this, if I should play like this, because how fast contact football is supposed to be played. So I just feel like they should crack down a little less on the flags with the cornerbacks and receivers because it's a very just tough overall position to play without getting flagged.
You are a quarterback for a reason. And the safety of the quarterback, that's what you have the offensive line for. So stop protecting the quarterback, with these stupid roughing the passing calls, roughing the passer, that, I hit him with my finger, they're going to get called. I mean, it's just quit with that stuff. There's some of the flags, what's going to happen now is that one of our teams are actually going to be like this and not even get called for it. I don't know, man. I think that, to what we've been saying, I don't think the NFL is rigged. It'll be hard to do if you have a script. But I do think, to your point, I think refs have a certain power that they can control an outcome of the game.
I feel like they have too much power, though.
Tippy says, yeah.
It sounds bad, but I really think they just have too much power. The coaches should be able to have the same authority almost as the referees. The head coaches. Which they kind of do, because they have 2 challenges, mind you.
Yeah.
Okay. But sometimes they're not even given that. Because then you're limited on that,
Exactly.
I don't know, man. And how do you feel about flags offsetting each other?
That's dumb. Like, why call flags in the first place?
Right.
If they're both offsetting.
Then you should just let them play.
Exactly. Let them play. So
Tippy Fitz says,
why do we have to redo the down? That's so stupid.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to redo the down. It should just continue.
I didn't even think about that until you just said that. Like the offsetting. That blows my mind.
Because it happens a lot too sometimes. When you got a lot of flags going on both sides of the field, then they happen on the same play, and then you're like, well, he still hit me late. He still was holding, so what? We just say fuck it and drop it? Like
it's like, it's dumb.
Then that means I can do it next play. Oh wait, no you can't, I got a flag. Allow more things to be reviewed from Tippy Fitz. Like baseball should be allowed to at least ask for a review instead of challenging. Is what Tippy said.
So I know all scoring plays are automatically reviewed. So is that what Tippy means with maybe? Okay.
He's saying more things should be reviewed except just scoring plays. Just because what's reviewed the most? Turnovers and scoring plays. Other than that, they don't review it unless it's challenged. He's saying they should. He's saying they should review more things in between without being challenged.
I completely agree with that. So, for example, 2 feet out of bounds. If a player has 2 feet out of bounds, I think that should kind of automatically be reviewed because that happens a lot. Actually, I know that I know of. Penalties are an interesting one. So, if you challenge a penalty, you can't challenge a penalty, can you?
He says penalties should be as well.
I mean,
can you challenge a penalty? How would that work?
Wasn't pass interference challengeable if there was PI? I can't remember if they just put that in or not, but I feel like I heard that somewhere.
They limit it to where you're allowed to challenge the play because Nick Sirianni did something like that last week, and the spot of the ball, even though we turned the ball over, he challenged the spot of the ball. They got an extra. They lost like 2 yards. I'm like, okay, dude, like, is that really worth it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. I guess so. What were your top three if this would ever happen? What would your top three, like, if you could ask for a review of something and not have to challenge? What would be your top three? I guess example being, oh, 2 feet were in, spotted the ball, et cetera, et cetera.
My biggest one, full control of the ball.
That's a good one.
I hate when they say, did he have full control of the ball? Either he caught it or he didn't. All right? Stop with this full control bullshit. It's either in or out. Okay?
That's a really good one.
I can't stand that. Did he have full control of the ball? Because you know what? Honestly, when A.J. Brown caught that awesome catch against Commanders, I wasn't even more focused on his feet. I was more focused on if he had the full control of the ball, because even if he had 2 feet in, they would have called it back if it was bobbling just a little bit, which I think is so dumb. I mean, it's just another one of those things where it's like, dude, it's either in or out. He either caught it or he didn't. Okay, you're looking too deep into this. Like, he obviously caught it because he landed and it might have moved a little bit. Well, I mean, it's a fucking contact sport. Come on, dude.
Yeah, the ground caused the fumble, whatever.
Yeah, so like that.
To move.
How do you feel about that? If, say, you caught Tyreek Hill catches a bomb, gets tackled, hits the ground, ball pops out, they're calling it a fumble. What do you think about that?
I mean, I hate that.
The ground caused the fumble.
Yeah. I don't know.
Should it be a fumble?
No, it shouldn't.
Okay, then. That's what I'm saying.
It shouldn't be a fumble.
But they will say that.
This is actually a really good topic. Some of these flags.
It just it irks me when I see that stuff. Even, Catching's probably my biggest thing. Catching and having control of the ball is probably my biggest pet peeve on any game, even when I'm watching other teams. Because I just feel like the Bengals and the Chiefs game was similar like that. Mm-hmm. The Bengals should have won that game.
They should have.
The Chiefs got fucking lucky. So they want to keep saying we got lucky? No, that organization has been nothing but lucky the last 3-4 years.
No, exactly. I completely agree with that.
So I mean, you could say this about any team, though. Why is it that the Eagles, why? Because they have the best record now? That they're like, oh, they're paying the refs. Motherfucker, Philly's poor. Do you not know who they are? They're poor. They don't have money, okay? They pick up fugitives and put them on our team. We don't have shit, all right? So stop saying we have money. It's your problem that you're still stuck in 1995, okay?
Yeah.
God. I had an argument with this at work with my coworker. He said Jason Kelce played dirty because I went on about Jalen Hurts getting hit. He hurt his leg. He went down. I lost it. I thought you would have thought I died. I just sat there and was like, holy shit, my season's over. It brought back Carson Wentz memories all over again when he tore his ACL in the end zone.
Yeah.
And they said Nick Foles is coming out. I was like, oh, we're fucked. They said he intentionally did that on purpose, and Jason Kelce pointed that out to the referee, but didn't do nothing about it. He saw his leg. He was already down, and then he dives into Jalen Hurts' knee. Why are you diving? Why aren't you grabbing? You're trying to hurt him because you already know he's hurt.
Okay, this brings me to this actually good point.
Hello, Mrs. Taylor Tank.
Hi, Mr. Tank. This brings me to...
Hold on. Tippy Fitz said something for you. If a touchdown is as simple as breaking the plane, all the rules should be as basic as it can be.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
As you were saying.
No, to your what you said. If you're in purposely and you have that intention, but I didn't see the play, so Hurts was already down, and dude just wailed on him on his leg on purpose or whatever intentionally. Like there was no like holding back, right?
No, he was on the ground.
Okay, so that
He's on his
brings me
hands and
to-
knees because they were doing a tush push.
Okay, did they call a personal foul?
No.
That should be a personal foul, and that honestly, I think there should be more ejections.
That's when
the
Kelsey.
NFL.
That's when Jason Kelsey got up and was like he was like almost grabbing the ref. Was like, dude, he just hit him on purpose. Where's the flag?
There are not enough ejections in the NFL as there is in college. I don't know why that is.
There is a lot of ejections at college.
There are a shit ton because when you automatically, it's the helmet to helmet. It's an ejection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so do you think should be more of that in the NFL?
I think there should be. I think the lack of, because what you get 2 unsportsmanlikes in a game, right?
Yeah, and then after that, you're done.
So a play like that, what you said with Hurts, if it was intentional and there was no intent to push back, and if he was already going like because if it was clear, that should be an automatic ejection, personal foul. I mean, there's stuff like that. I think helmet to helmets, I think those should be ejections
because of how serious it is now.
Exactly.
I mean,
really
they changed the helmets just because of it.
I mean, yeah. I will. There are a lot of helmet to helmet contacts in college that automatically you're ejected. That player's ejected. I think they need to reinforce that to the NFL. I think they need to enforce that because there are a lot of helmet to helmets, and there are quite a few defenseless receiver instances too. If you're a defenseless receiver, I think that should be an ejection too. I don't know what your take about the helmet to helmet and
it's kind of it's really like, I think who really started that big thing as a flag or that thing in the NFL was Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
Because he would step on people's faces
Yeah.
when they're on the ground, and he would actually like body slam them, not tackle them.
Yeah.
So obviously something like that, yeah, you probably should just be ejected and not getting a flag. And I feel like you should only get one like warning. You get one flag. If you do something like that similar again, you should be ejected. That's what I think.
So like one helmet to helmet, you would get.
Yeah, because it goes back to, was it intentional? It probably wasn't. I mean, once you're in full swing motion of your body, you can't really control what's about to happen and how it's going to happen, depending on how the play goes out. You can just tell from the beginning, 2 seconds before the contact is made, you can tell whether they're just playing football or whether they did it on purpose. You can tell by the angle and how they're trying to hit each other. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if Brian Dawkins was playing, he'd be flagged every play probably if he was playing right now. Same with Darrelle Revis,
Ray Lewis would do that.
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys that hit people like crazy. Sheldon Brown used to suplex people.
So suplexing, I guess.
Yeah, so another flag, horse collar.
How do you feel about that?
Football was better when they played. I agree.
That is true.
How do I feel about horse collar?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with horse collar. You have so many other places where you can grab and tackle. I was always told when I played the wrap up, wrap them up. I was always told you're allowed to grab anything. So like the dreads and stuff, they get mad when people grab their hair. That's your dumbass fault. I was always told.
Is true.
I was always
just
told.
ready to say something to you.
I was always told you were allowed to do that. I feel like that's why Jalen got rid of his. So,
yeah.
The jersey, it's part of it. Anything that is you're wearing, it's part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't see the issue. But like, I feel like they're gonna make that a flag now too. Like these
grabbing like the hair.
Yeah.
That's the player's fault for having long hair.
Exactly.
Like,
Marshawn Lynch, Chris Johnson, these players with long hair. Yeah, I mean, you don't really see many players with long hair. You don't agree with helmets? You don't agree with helmets as in what? The hair or the hits? Also, I do... Hold on one second.
You don't think helmet to helmet should be an ejection?
Helmet, yes, that's what he's saying. I don't agree with helmet to helmet should be ejection.
I'm saying this for the safety of the players. And if college has already implemented that and they want to try and, get these kids to the NFL, why not implement it in the NFL? Granted, if you do it on purpose or not, it's definitely a safety factor.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's... Yeah.
Leading with the helmet, yes, I agree with. But helmet to helmet, not leading, I don't agree with. I will agree on that statement. It's more like I just said before. It's on how, between those 2 seconds before you hit them, were you leading on with the head,
of the helmet,
or just because of how you dove and you were trying to wrap up, your helmet hit helmet to helmet? Because there might have been another person that was trying to tackle at the same time, or you don't know how they fell. It's not on purpose. It's not meant to happen. Not all the time, at least. And it's really hard to stop that because it's a contact sport.
Yeah.
Then you should agree with roughing the passer, is what you're saying, if you agree with that.
Honestly, that's different, I feel like, to me. Because if
they already threw the ball and the guy's just throwing them down, that's totally different. Because the ball's done. Yeah, the play's dead from their point of view. The ball's already down the field. You're just hitting them because you want to hit them. That's totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if they just went up and smacked Jalen when he didn't have the ball anymore, then yeah, I'd be fucking pissed. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is. It's tough. Honestly.
It is. It's just a tough sport to play now.
Yeah.
I do want to, unless you have anything else with this sort of topic, I was going to go into what you were thinking about your bye, since both teams are on the bye week this week. What are you hoping for change-wise? How confident do you feel with going into the bye week, and what do you want to see different next week when you guys come back?
I think the Dolphins played almost, their defense at least, almost played like a perfect second half. They didn't give up any points in the second half. They were down 21-0 at halftime. And there was speculation whether Tyreek Hill, that's another thing I guess you can review, was, what was it? The possession? No. Like, they tackled, what is that called? I'm drawing blank. They tackle him and the whistle blows.
Play is dead. Spot of the foul.
Yeah. So I guess there was like talks where Tyreek had it. He was tackled for a good couple seconds and the whistle should have been blown dead, but it didn't happen. But anyway, I think the defense played the best defense that they played in the second half of that game.
You're talking about against the Chiefs, correct?
Against the Chiefs. They didn't give up a point. So with that, I want to continue that heading into Vegas next week. What I want to see from the offense, there are things that I've noticed when we play playoff caliber teams. We start off. I saw that
Spartan.
That's funny.
Good to see you, buddy.
I think, from what I'm gathering, watching us play the Bills, how we doing, Spartan? With the Bills, Eagles, and Chiefs, we have started off so slow. It's unreal. We can't get our running game going. The passing game somehow is not there. It's just, if we did not start slow in those games, we probably would have won at least two of those. But I want to see them, because our schedule it's kind of like cakewalk besides the last 3 weeks of the season.
It's a lot easier than ours.
Yeah, because you have like Vegas, the Titans, the Giants.
Teams that are all below 500.
There you go. So we should be at least 12 and at least 12 wins by
which you predicted, I believe, 12 wins in the video.
Yeah, I said 12 wins, and then the last 3 games were kind of like up in the air for me.
Depending on if you clinched, what you clinched, if you rested players.
Because the last 3 are against Dallas on Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. That's at home. And then at Baltimore, and then home to Buffalo.
Baltimore is going to be your toughest.
So there you go with the teams that are playoff caliber, which you haven't beaten any playoff teams yet. You can beat the bad teams, and that's the whole storyline that's going to get involved all season with the Dolphins. It's are they pretenders or are they contenders? Can they beat, a playoff caliber team? The last half, the second half of the Chiefs, even though we lost that game and our offense really was not that great, I'm very confident to say we can, beat anybody. It's just we cannot start off slow. Right. That's the difference. So I guess that brings me to what you think about your bye week. How you heading? What's your mindset? How you feeling? Change?
I'm happy that they're getting time for Jalen to rest because he's not 100%, obviously. Like I said, he got hurt and he came back into the game. Gives time for Goddard, who fractured his forearm as well, who's hurt. They're saying that's going to be a big loss for us.
Which he's done for the year?
No, he's not done for the year. 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
But I don't think that's going to change the way we play in. Because, to be honest with you, he hasn't been involved that much. Not as much as I'd like.
Yeah.
And they know what they're doing. I mean, there's been injuries all year that people have had stood up. Nakobe Dean's out as well. And honestly, he hasn't played well. So Morrow, who's been stepping in form, has been playing way better. So that's actually a better factor for us. And I just think it's perfect timing for them to reset and get ready for the crunch time of this. This is really about to be the biggest test. This is the test of the season. The next 5 games. I mean, you got
the schedule's brutal.
Yeah, it can't be any harder. It really can't.
Yeah.
So
I think that's when we'll know like how good Philly can be.
Yeah, you'll see how real they are. Basically, I mean, because they're still. Like I said, they gave the Cowboys way too many opportunities. You can't do that in the playoffs. You can't do that in the Super Bowl. They still got us going to the Super Bowl. I don't. Right now, no. I don't have us going to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Why? Because
really?
Because it's these little flags and plays that are making them wait. And I mean, the game's already supposed to be over, but then you give them these opportunities to come back in the game. You're lucky that's not Mahomes. You're lucky that's not Lamar Jackson. Because if it is, you're losing that game. I mean, like I said, those 2 flags are the difference in why we lost that game. We shouldn't be winning like that. You should be winning because you outplayed them. The Cowboys outplayed us that game. Yeah. In my opinion. I mean, Dak didn't play bad. Jalen didn't play bad, but I mean, we just couldn't. The secondary, it's the secondary. I feel like they just need to all click at the same time. It's always the defense is playing good, the offense is playing bad, the offense is playing good, the defense is playing bad. They need to click. That is what the big difference was last year. They were just go. Jalen was just moving. He looked comfortable. He was running. This year, he's a little different. He's a little more laid back. He's throwing more. He's giving the ball more to Swift. You know, I think they're going to clinch home field advantage, but I don't know if they're going to win all the way to the Super Bowl. Then if they do go, are they going to lose again this year? Because if I lose 2 Super Bowls in a row, I might lose my shit. I'm just saying that now. So it's perfect time for a bye week. perfect opportunity. I just want them to reset, get the game plan down. It helps our players rest, helps the coaches learn a little more. This is the real test. I said we're November. This is when the real football starts. You said might. Yeah, I might actually lose my fucking mind.
I want to.
Do you know? Do you know how I felt when we lost to the Chiefs because of that fucking flag play? Ask Mrs. Tank. Do you just want to know? No Bills reruns, please.
Oh God, Spartan, not on this. Hey, never.
Here we go. Here, look. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Niners, the Cowboys again, the Seahawks. All teams above 500 and teams that are looking to be in the playoffs.
That's a brutal schedule.
Niners have lost 3 in a row, but they're coming off a bye week. They're playing today. We'll see how they do. The Bills are hit or miss.
You want to know my take on the Bills?
Oh, I already know your take on the Bills. You think Josh Allen's overrated, and you think that they're nothing.
Have you seen their schedule coming up?
No.
If they do, it's
Cozy,
kind of brutal.
Cozy said I wouldn't even talk to them in group chat.
I feel like that's how I am. I think we're meant to be together.
It's because I was just so mad, and they all know how I am, so they were all apologizing to me. They're like, "I'm so sorry," and I'm just like, I hate my life right now. Just give me 5 minutes.
I feel like you and I have the same exact reactions to how we lose games.
It's because it was perfect. You had everything. I mean, you're telling me that our team that was ass stat-wise in 2017 beat Tom Brady and the Patriots, but you're telling me this amazing defensive line team leading sacks, this amazing D-backs leading interceptions, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Bradbury, Slay all had 6-7 picks. Defense that turned the ball over the most. Jalen looking like an MVP caliber player with the most weapons in the world, but you still lose the Super Bowl? Come on, man. It don't make no damn sense. That's why it pisses me off so much, because they had everything. It's like, I guess I now know how the Patriots feel when they lost to the Giants. The perfect season.
I loved it.
Randy Moss and Tom Brady, the perfect season. The wild card Giants come and beat them somehow. That's how I felt.
That David Tyree catch was wild.
That's what won them the game.
Yeah.
So I'll be more confident seeing how they play against the Chiefs Monday night. They're saying it's the game of the year. They say this every fucking week. It's just a regular game. I hope they win. I hope they play smart. I hope Jalen's healthy and ready. And I hope to see more consistency throughout the season with these next 5 weeks, because it's going to be brutal.
What I will say the last thing on Philly. The difference between good teams and great teams, I feel like good teams, they can find a way, if they're down big, they find a way to come back. Great teams, I feel like Philly, actually, you might be surprised on this take. I currently think Philly right now is a great team because, like you said, if the defense is off, but the offense is cooking that game, and you find a way to win, if you find ways to win where the defense and the offense are not on the same page, one has a shitty game, or one is so good, but I think that separates Philly right now, because I honestly think nobody can touch Philly currently.
And you've made that point with somebody else too, because they said what makes Philly different compared to the other teams that are within the same caliber, it's when this happens, when they're in those situations where they're falling apart, they're coming right back. They're doing it when it means it the most.
You're right.
They're scoring when it means it the most. They're making plays when it means it the most, like A.J. Brown catching carries he catches, Tosh pushing on the 1 yard line, going for 4th down when you're on your own 30. I mean, it's those kind of plays where they're saying it separates Philly, even though it doesn't look like they're perfect. That's what's somebody on PTI said that's what makes them the 8-1 different team now, is because even though they're not clicking, they're still winning. They're still doing what they have to do to win, and that's all that matters.
You're right. They're finding ways to win, which if I was an Eagles fan and, I started coming up with, okay, so our defense is not good in this game, but I saw the stats on offense and we cooked. So, and then, oh, look, this game, our defense gave up so-and-so, this many, whatever. But, our offense sucked. It's teams like that, I think, that really separates from being good and great. And this season, I think Philly is great because of, like you said, what if their offense is not on, but their defense is. That's so crucial to a Super Bowl run. And I think Philly has that currently right now. I think they're in a really good position where these next whatever so-and-so weeks,
5 weeks,
if they do that, if they go, oh, our offense isn't that great right now, but our defense helped us and they win, I'm telling you right now, Philly's going to be in the Super Bowl.
they're lifting each other up.
That's what separates them right now, because Philly right now, way above everybody else. I mean, nobody's touched them. I think, first of all, I think the Jets lost with a fluke, to me.
Well, the Jets have a good defense at the end of the day. Their defense leads with yards allowed and turnovers. So don't get it twisted. Jets have players.
I mean, they do, but I just think that Philly is. I'm sticking to my pick at them being in the Super Bowl.
I just don't want to I don't want to be too confident. That's why I'm still hesitant.
Fair enough. You're just trying to find ways to not be like, oh yeah, Philly can go to the Super Bowl.
Because I see what they do. They get your hopes up, and I know, like the Cowboys game, the last 2 minutes was the craziest 2 minutes of the whole game. I mean, they just flag after flag. Both cornerbacks dropped, and then they got 2 flags. They were on the 30-yard line. They got 50 yards within like 20 seconds with 2 people hurt. So, I mean, and then they were back in the game. So that's why I'm like, yeah, you got to wait. Just wait.
Yeah.
Be patient.
You know what I want to do is I want to fly out, and I want to watch a Dolphins game and Philly game side by side.
I'm down.
And I want to see what our reactions would be during the games.
About the same.
I guarantee you it would probably be the same, because that Chiefs game last week, I almost broke my Roku remote. I almost threw it across the screen.
Oh my God.
So, which brings me, I know...
I was punching my pillow.
See?
I was punching it the hardest I could because I couldn't wake the baby up.
I was told to calm down. It's just a game by my wife.
Because you said she has a guest room.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
15 minutes away.
I've been talking to Frankie, trying to make that happen, but everything has to line up right. But yeah, I would love to do that. But I think both of our teams are set up to have some success in the second half of the season.
Absolutely. I still got the Dolphins being a name for themselves. Tyreek just needs to stop dropping passes. I've seen him drop a lot of passes here recently.
Bro, he dropped a pass, a walk-in touchdown, which ended up in a field goal last week. I was so pissed.
Yeah, I mean, he really just needs to hold the ball. He's going too fast for his own hands.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, to go into this week and our daily picks for this week, even though our teams aren't playing, you got a game playing already in Germany right now. The Colts are up 7-6 against the Patriots with 9 minutes left.
What a barn burner.
Yeah, 9 minutes left.
I would have picked the Colts in that game.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Colts still. Got some good games this week, though. I definitely am still going to watch football.
Texans, Bengals. Who do you got there? In Cincinnati.
Texans and Bengals. Wow. Probably rookie of the year in my opinion, C.J. Stroud.
I will concur on that one. Did you say rookie of the year for him?
For the quarterback?
Yeah. Or just rookie of the year, period.
Rookie of the year.
I can't remember if you said that at the beginning of
No,
the season.
I might have. I know you said Jalen Carter. I got Bengals. They're hot right now. Joe Burrow's hot right now. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, but I got Bengals.
I think.
I thought I was a Colts fan for a while. Turns out I was actually a Peyton Manning fan. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a better game than people think. But I got Bengals.
I'm taking Texans.
Okay.
I think Stroud is really finding his form, and I'm very surprised on how he's playing.
Yeah, he is.
I think the Texans are still in the running for the AFC South, right?
Yeah, it's between them and the Jags, I think.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be like an eye test for Houston, like their first real eye test of the season. I'll pick Houston. I think
49ers and Jags. Good game. 49ers coming out of their bye, Jags as well. 49ers lost their last 3.
I think they're going to lose a fourth. I got the Jags.
I do too. I like the Jags, what they're doing this year. I got the Jags. Interesting game I actually want to watch today. The Browns at the Ravens. Deshaun Watson is back.
That was the game I was going to.
Both teams have top defenses right now. And Watson's back. Without Nick Chubb, they're still doing great. Can you imagine what they would be doing with Nick Chubb right now?
Yeah, that's going to be a really good game.
I have a close game, but I have the Ravens winning.
I think Myles Garrett will play a really big factor in today's game. I think for the Browns to win, I think they need to rush Lamar a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a close game, but I think Lamar gets a little bit better of the Brownies. I got Baltimore.
Packers at Steelers. Steelers.
Jordan Love has been disappointing after this amazing 2 games that he had. He's just not been that great. And for that reason, I'm going to pick Schittsburg.
I think Steelers also are coming off a bye. And the last 130 snaps, from what I was told on the radio, has not thrown a pick in the last 130 snaps.
Who is this? Pickett?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that stat.
Yep. Heard it this morning. Saints at Vikings with Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs.
Trying to be the savior for the Vikings this season.
I got Dobbs, man. I've always liked him. He beat the Cowboys. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. He's fast as shit. This dude's coming out of nowhere this year. I feel like they're not talking about him enough. He's only played. He never played an actual snap with the Vikings last week. Got traded 2 days before and won him the game. I got Vikings. I like him. I'm not a Saints fan, man. I don't see the Saints this year at all.
Saints have a good defense.
Thomas also got arrested, so.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. When
yeah,
did he get arrested?
He got battery assault charge, whatever the hell you call it. I seen it the other day.
Really? I'm not on the Josh Dobbs train yet.
You're wild. You're wild. He's way better than Murray in my opinion right now this season. Murray hasn't done shit for the Cardinals since he's been there. Yeah, I said that.
That is the most boldest take I've ever heard.
Josh Dobbs is better than Kyler Murray.
There is no way.
In 2023.
No way. Let Kyler Murray cook.
Dude
I
doesn't
am
even.
not on the Josh Dobbs train. I'm picking the Saints. It's not going to be close.
It's not going to be close, really.
No. I think Saints by 10.
Titans at Buccaneers. Buccaneers are a 3-point favorite.
Oh, man.
Titans are starting
Will Levis.
again, yes. And I got
Pride of Kentucky.
Titans gonna win. He's playing differently than Tannehill. So I got
Will Levis.
Yeah, I got Will Levis beating the Buccaneers.
I told our buddy Carlos they made a very, very bad decision in drafting Richardson before Levis. And I'm telling you, Will Levis, he's going to be probably one of the next great QBs.
You think so?
He's got an arm on him.
Think so?
I do think so. If he can find somewhere like maybe, like New York, the Giants. If he goes to New York, I really do think he can be very good. But I do think Tampa Bay. I think Baker gets it right today. I think I'll take Tampa Bay.
Falcons at Cardinals. Kyler Murray might be back. I don't know.
I think he's back.
I
I'm
got
still blown away by that take that you put.
I got Falcons.
Holy smokes. Let Murray cook. I'm picking the lowly Cardinals. Surprisingly,
Lions at
is Ritter starting? By the way, sorry.
No, you're good. I think he still is.
Okay.
Lions at Chargers. 2.5-point favorite Lions. At
Lions.
Chargers. Same.
Lions.
Montgomery's back as well.
Oh, that's a big.
I hope it's a big day for Montgomery for fantasy.
You would.
Commanders at Seahawks.
Oh, what a crap fest.
Seahawks. They lost 2 defensive linemen.
Yeah.
Gino's gonna tear him up.
Yeah, I'm doing the Seahawks because I think Sweat was a very big part of the Commanders' D. So I don't know who they have to back them up, but I'm definitely going to go with Seattle.
Giants at Cowboys. Oh my God, the Cowboys
Mr.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito. This is a great story. Have you heard this story?
No.
Tommy DeVito is still living with his parents currently. And I read an article where he's like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with where I am. You know, my mom does my laundry for me and they cook. A part of me wants to pick the Giants just because of DeVito. But I think Dak comes back and I think he has a good game today. I think Dallas by at least 15.
I got Cowboys.
Yeah. I know that pains you to say that.
Jets at the Raiders. Jets.
Raiders. I'm still not convinced with the Jets. I'm really not. Zach Wilson, not doing it for me.
Monday night. Broncos at Bills. Bills, I'm sorry. Broncos are trash.
The Broncos. Listen, coming off beating the Chiefs now. Come on now.
Nah.
You're not going to give them a chance?
Nope.
They beat the Chiefs.
Nope.
I think this season, Josh Allen, INT, as I like to call him, he's not that great this season. And Stephon Diggs is not happy. And it's causing a little bit of a riffle. And I think Russell maybe starting to find his rhythm here in Denver. I'm going with an upset. That'll be my upset pick of the week. I think they go into Buffalo and I think they do win, and Buffalo continues the downfall.
All right. Well, I'm not going to be in here next week. I'll be on vacation, but I will update you on how I'm feeling during that game probably.
Yes.
I wish the best of luck on your game next week. Like I said, there won't be an episode next week. So with that being said, I might just wait to upload this next week.
Yeah,
because I just uploaded last week's a couple days ago. Like I said, check out the socials if you like. Discord, Twitter, and YouTube, of course, and a TikTok. I have made a Facebook page now as well. Seems like actually surprisingly, Facebook page I feel like has the most activity except for YouTube.
Really?
Except for YouTube, yeah, because of the stories and the reels.
Oh yeah.
I
was gonna talk to you about having the Steagles pod on.
Yep. Yeah, so the Steagles podcast is supposed to have us next episode, I believe. I will double check with him. They were supposed to be this time, but he's actually going to be on vacation when I'm on vacation.
Okay.
Except he started already this weekend, so that's why he was like, yeah, I can't do it this weekend.
Gotcha.
He was trying for Friday, and I said I can't Friday. So
yeah, guys, if you have not checked out the Steagles podcast, they are absolutely genuine dudes.
They are. They had us
Love
on their
football.
show a couple weeks ago, and it was a really good time. Good takes. Bruce is the Eagles fan. His buddy is the Steelers fan. To put the Steagles together because that's who they were named after back in the day during World War II because they didn't have enough players because of the war. So they were called the Steagles. So
I like that.
Yeah.
like that.
It's actually a really interesting story. They made a book on it. It's actually a really good story. My grandfather read about it and told me about it. Good takes, y'all. Always enjoy hearing y'all talk about your passions. We appreciate you guys stopping into the chat as well.
We appreciate everybody for stopping in. And
J Daddy, don't drink too much today.
I already did that last night, so we're good.
Thank you, Spartan.
Actually, you have a light bulb, so.
I got half of a high noon peach left over yesterday.
Oh yes. How do you like the high noons?
They're not bad. I'm still trying to get that good. The pineapple and peach are not bad. I feel like they're weak flavors though.
Yeah.
Mrs. Tanks had grapefruit. I haven't tried that yet. Grapefruit or passion fruit, whatever it is. And my buddy Ryan has had black cherry, so I want to try those two still.
I want to go to Jungle Gems this week and see if they have that tea that you have.
She said she had grapefruit. Oh, you want the hoop tea?
The hoop tea. That looks so good.
It's a local thing. That's why.
It's local.
It's in Maryland. Yes, it's originally came out from Maryland. Is from what I was told.
Hey Siri, make a trip to Maryland.
It looks so good too.
Getting directions to Maryland.
That's hilarious. I'm so clipping that. Yeah, I heard Joey has a party to drink with. Very excited for him to come visit. Absolutely.
Oh wait.
How do you picture this? Me not drinking as much, but coming around here this year, I'm actually drinking more than I ever have.
Yeah.
Two of us drinking together watching football. How do you think that ends before the stream ends?
Jesus Christ. There's going to be a lot of curse words thrown around. I don't know if you do shots, but shots will be took.
The only time I did shots was during the Super Bowl.
Well, meeting me would be a Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
And meeting you would be my Super Bowl, so... I mean, we had to partake in shots. Look! Oh my God, you're blushing. Look at you.
You're so dumb. Oh man.
No, but it will be fun. I do plan on whenever Baby Tank and Wifey Sauce would allow us. So.
Oh yeah.
Whenever your schedule aligns up with mine.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in every single week. We really do appreciate it. Like Frankie said, there will be no podcast next week. But the week after, we're back. Our teams are back. You got the Chiefs Monday night. I got the Raiders next Sunday. So at 1. So it'll be good.
It will be.
It'll be good.
You already know we want our teams to win next week.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I will
Otherwise,
be so happy if we beat the Chiefs. I will be so happy, and I don't
Wait,
care. I don't care about Taylor Swift. Just
Wait,
saying
if the
that now.
Chiefs win, will you do the podcast shirtless or no?
Shirtless? No.
Yeah.
No. I will put a bag on my face though, and saying that I don't care about Taylor Swift. I lost, and I still don't care about Taylor Swift. How about that? I'll put a bag on my face.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that for next episode.
Okay. All right. I'm holding you to that.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it. It's a lot easier than taking my shirt off. Trust me. Especially when it's getting colder out. You don't want to see my glass nipples. All right, buddy. I appreciate you. Always a pleasure. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening. I hope next week you have a good time as well. Like I said, I'll be out of town. We leave Friday. Looking forward to that, seeing the family, and Baby Tank seeing his great-grandparents. So it'll be a good time. If the Chiefs win, I feel like Frankie has to dress up as Taylor Swift. Absolutely not.
Bro!
Absolutely not.
Oh my God, Cozy, that's brilliant.
I like the bag better.
Yeah, I do like the bag.
All right, y'all.
Listen, Frankie, you have a safe trip with the fam. All right. Much love. Love you. Love you.
Have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in.
Take care.
We'll see ya. Bye-bye.
The Huddle Podcast with your man, Jay Vogt Gaiman, who likes to take long walks on the beach and drink vodka and seltzers.
That's right. White Claw, hook me up.
Take care, guys. Have a good week.